figured I would just talk to this phone for a while to try to get more comfortable with it because honestly, that's the only thing that's ever held me back from making any content on YouTube. You record yourself and you're like, well, watch it back and you're like, yep, just as I suspected. I look fucking stupid and I sound even stupider. And that's really the only thing that's ever kept me from making content. Because I've always had hobbies that I think that people would be interested in. Done a lot of street racing, that's for sure. Building cars. Now I've recently, in the last few years, gotten into boats. Um, so always done a lot of welding and fabrication. Um, got a shop at home. Always had. I rented a shop years ago. Could have done stuff with that, but you record yourself and you are like, "Yep, never doing that ever again." After you watch it back, because you just don't feel comfortable behind the camera or in front of the camera, I guess. And then it feels awkward too, like recording yourself if you're like, this is almost easier being by myself than if I were to pull a camera out and try to record like in a group of people, or if you and a friend are going on a road trip, pick up a car or something like that. You it just feels weird. I feel like you're putting them on the spot, and neither of you act like you normally would. Um, that's another thing. I don't know why, but it seems like, I don't think this is just me, but it seems like people turn the camera on and then they feel I don't know if even know if it's a conscious decision, but they almost become performative. And I I watched a video recently and I was interested in what the video was about, but the the people on the channel were ruining the content almost. Um, I watched the video, but when I thought about it, I was like, man, that was like hard to get through. I don't understand why people can't just act, talk like they would if there were no camera. To me, I don't know. Like I find myself not watching anything that's performative, um, like that, and more so just watching people teach you something, uh, that act the way they would if the camera were off. If that makes sense. Um, so yeah, the video that I was referencing, I'm not going to name it. Not that my opinion matters at all, but I just noticed that. I'm like, man, you guys would be better off if you just acted normal. Um, I think maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I think I started, or I opened my channel probably close to 15 years ago, and I would post something every once in a while. I even have stuff. I have stuff on cards that I don't even know where they are, of videos that I never posted, of going to pick up cars or street racing with friends. And I just, well, I do have some street racing stuff on some older videos if you look back, but the what stopped me was any video that I tried to make where I was recording someone or myself. um, I I didn't. bother. I didn't post it because it feels so awkward and unnatural. And you can watch videos on YouTube about how do I start my first YouTube channel, or how do I, start YouTube? What do I do, with my first few videos? And it's like, man, they're going to be terrible to your first few videos. Your first, oh, not few, a lot, because creators have become so proficient at editing, and people that have been doing it for, I don't know, 10, 15 years now. You watch videos that are edited so well, and that's part of why you enjoy watching them, at least for me. And then I go back and I watch a video, and it looks like, a toddler edited it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't I don't have any interest in doing this. Feel like I'm behind the eight ball, but I'm gonna I'm going to do it this time. I'm gonna stick with it, and I'm gonna try to make as much content as I can, and try to come up with new ideas. And it has been interesting so far. Just the first couple videos that I've recently posted, um, I do have an interest in it, and so I think that will help me stay motivated to do it. Um, I have I have that fountain that I posted recently. We take that thing out every weekend. There's no reason that I can't, you know, spend an hour or two every time. Not even an hour or two. Spend an hour, half an hour, um, and put the drone up and get some video and stuff, on that thing. And then I have, kind of from a previous life, I still have my Turbo 4.8, um, C5. It's an FRC. Um, it's had it's had several turbo setups. The most recent one, has been done for a couple, man, maybe 3 years now, and I just haven't. I haven't done anything with it. Just sits on the lift basically to stay out of the way, but I can't bring myself to sell it because I've got so much time in it, and I know that one day I will probably do something with that car. Um, uh, it's hard, um, right now with little ones at home to do anything that doesn't involve them. So that car just sits right now. It still runs and drives, and it would go out and make boost. It makes like probably 650, 700 wheel. Um, so that would be a fun one to get down and do like a feature on as best I can. And then I have a 94 Blazer that's really clean. Um, I bought it probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I don't know the history on it. I bought it off of some guy that bought it off of the original owner, I believe. Um, but it must have lived its life in a garage and south of where they put any salt down, because it's extremely clean, and it's got 150,000 miles on it. Well, it did have 150,000 miles on it before I put the 5.3 in it. Now the odometer doesn't work, but it's got a 5.3. Otherwise, it's stock. It's got a the 5.3 has a cam and headers on it, and really the headers were just to make the swap work. You have to use headers to clear the steering shaft, and they just fit the block tighter because those little trucks are, um, really narrow. The engine bays are not very big. I kept AC, but it has the factory 4L60 transmission, the factory torque converter, factory rear end. So it really just, it runs like it drives like it would have with the 4.3, but instead of having like 150 horsepower, it's got like 350, whatever that 5.3 makes. Um, and then let's see, and then my OBS Ford, um, that those trucks are funny because I've had three OBSs and one Super Duty, all 7.3 trucks, all sticks, and I bought that truck because my Super Duty that I had before it started to rust. The cab corner started to go, and so I wanted to unload it. Well, I found that truck local. It was out east of Indianapolis, and it had lived its entire life in Texas. And I think I paid $9,500 for that OBS, and I always had those trucks because they were the cheapest thing. I had to I was street racing and I was pulling my car wherever. I mean, we went to Houston, Texas like three times for TX2K, I think, and I hauled the car down there every time. Well, I needed something that would haul a car and that I could daily drive because I couldn't afford a daily driver and a truck. So I had several of those old body style Fords with the 7.3s in them, and I went back from the Super Duty recent with this truck, with my current truck, and I got back into an OBS, and that was like pre-COVID, and then all of a sudden, the value of those trucks like skyrocketed. Um, so I can't sell it. It serves its purpose. It pulls cars, it pulls the boat. It's a crew cab, so it can haul the family around, and um, it's crazy because 10 years ago, it seemed like nobody looked twice at those trucks, and I can't even stop and fill it up without somebody saying something about it. Oh, that's a sweet truck, whatever. Like, I'm like, man, it's kind of weird. I mean, I like it, but I've always liked those trucks. Um, I grew up with them too, so I think there's some nostalgia there probably. But the truck, uh, it has. I'll do like a feature video on it too. It's a 97. It's a manual. It has injectors. I think I was told that they were baby swamps, and then it's got an old TS six position chip on it. Electric fuel system, traction bars. It's got a reverse shackle kit in the front, so it lifts it up about, I think it was 3 inches, and then it's got uh, 16 by 10 weld wheels on it. Um, but outside of that, yeah, it's stock. Um, so yeah, and then I have a shop in the backyard with a couple lifts and stuff. So I'm always tinkering and doing something out there. It's kind of endless. Like, you get a few vehicles and some stuff, the boats and stuff, and it's like, man, I need somebody to work on this stuff because I don't have the time to keep it all going. That's one reason why the Corvette sits, is because one, I can't use it, and two, if I broke it, which is likely, which is inevitable, um, I don't know when I would have the time to work on it and fix it. So I kind of just keep it to where it operates. It runs and drives. If I need to move it, I can. And then, uh, it's not broken. I don't have to put time or money into it, and it can just sit until I do have time in a different season of life, I guess. So I just keep a battery tender on it, and yeah, let it hold the lift down. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Once I do like the features on those vehicles and the boat, I don't really know what else I'll do. I guess I'll have to figure that out. And maybe I'll just come up with stuff. I don't know. I would like to do maybe not drag and drives, but I'd like to do maybe a roll race event with the Corvette. Maybe like, well, I guess I could the drag and drives. You could do the um, where you just cruise and you hit all the checkpoints. Like Sick Week has that. I know. That might be fun in the Blazer. It would be comfortable because that thing just drives like stock, like I said, and it has air conditioning and it has a Holly Terminator. So yeah, it drives smooth. You don't really have to think twice about it. Um, and then yeah, so drag and drive maybe, or maybe like power tour or something. I'd like to do a roll race event with the Corvette, and then I feel like there's always something you could do um, with all of that stuff. And maybe too, you know, if if this thing starts to take off, maybe people would you know, make suggestions, or I can get some ideas from the comments or something, or maybe everybody will just say I'm stupid and I look dumb and sound retarded. So that could be that too. Um, so yeah, I don't have anything else. I also find myself stumbling over like my words, and then when I watch things back, that the videos, I'm like, man, I didn't go into enough detail about something that I did mention, or I just jump around with my thoughts a lot, and I didn't cover something that I would like start to say it, and then I never circled back to it after I said a few more things. So I think that that's all just nerves of being in front of the camera, and I I guess that'll just work itself out because you can watch, you know, you can tell when somebody's comfortable in front of the camera and comfortable, you know, putting a camera in front of someone else too, and not feeling weird about it. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna try and keep my head down and keep plugging away at this, and I guess see where it goes. I don't want to get into anything super like a lot of people's channels are more like they'll focus on like one thing, and I really don't think I want that because I'm not that interested in any one thing. I just enjoy, I guess, mechanical things, engines, anything that goes fast and sounds cool. And I think that that's the direction that I'll go with it. Um, but that can be pretty broad, and I think that could be a good thing. Um, maybe I can get into doing some features on friends' cars. There's a few, I have a few friends that I've built turbo kits for their cars years ago that are still together and still running. So maybe we can do some of that because those cars also, because of the season of life that they're in, those cars just kind of sit. So maybe I could get those out and do something with them, um, and maybe people will watch it. I don't know. All right, well, I'm almost here, and this truck's kind of shaking me to death. You can probably tell. My phone's shaking. Um, anyway, all right, we'll see where it goes. See you on the next one.